the details. So let's do the OSCE visa guide for MRCEM. How are you going to do this? So apply online, go to government.uk website and start the process. You don't have to pay first. You actually fill the whole document first, the application form first, and then you pay at the end. So if you feel like you cannot go through the whole application in one day, that's fine. You can always save it to your email address and then come back to it when you have the rest of the information. Once you've done your application, you will book an appointment for biometrics, submit all your documents. My recommendation would be to scan and submit documents online, but always take them in the originals and one photocopy with you at the biometric center as well. And then you want to wait and see what they say. So usually the application window is that 3 months before travel, but that's not going to be a problem for all of you because you usually get the seat about 45 days before the exam and before you have to travel technically. Arrive in the UK at least 48 hours before the exam. That is important, okay? Because you want to get used to the time difference and the weather. Start early to allow processing time. Yeah, so this is also important. Many people have heard that I've seen they've got delays and they had to move their flights and their hotel booking, and it's just added stress on top of the exam. So don't do that. Apply early so that you're stress-free and able to focus on what matters. Processing time, usually it takes about 3 weeks, but it can take longer depending on how much, what the season's like. And because it is December and you are going in January, there is holidays in between, the Christmas holidays, Thanksgiving, so your visa process can be late, New Year's as well. So expect like two-week delays roughly. So please apply early, don't wait. And also they do say priority one and you can pay more for that one. I didn't, and I went for my exam in December. So I applied in November. My visa did come in time. But if you are super worried and you have the means and the money, you can go for the priority service for faster processing. Application fee for 6 months visa. Oh yeah, so I updated this one. The first bit that I made was a few months older, and this is a bit later. So this is the fee that I found, 2025, £127. But please double check, don't quote me on it. This is just a range, I would say. Paid, you can pay this online during your application, and then obviously you can double check the current fees if it hasn't changed yet. Must have documents, so you want to have a current passport that has at least one blank page. You want to have your exam letter, proof of funds, so 6 months of bank statement, pay slips, or if you are using a sponsor, you want to have a sponsor letter, which is usually an affidavit, okay? It should always be on an affidavit, properly signed and everything with the date on. Accommodation, you don't need per se, but you have to fill it in the application form, okay? You don't need to attach the hotel booking, you can just fill it in the application form. Travel plans, again, the flights and the reservations, you should have them, but you can have a provisional one. You don't need to have a final letter, and they don't ask for the flight details either. Okay, they do ask you when are you coming in and when are you leaving, but they don't ask you for like the ticket and stuff. You don't need to upload that. And then you need an employment letter that will show basically your ties to Pakistan, that you're working and you will come back. The appointment letter, make sure that your job, wherever you're working, address the letter to whom it may concern, and that has your CNIC number, your passport number, and it clearly states that this is for UK visa. And it should have like your job title, your salary, and how long you've worked there. Okay. Additional documents, you want to show your property documents if you have any family details, like your bay form kind of thing, where it shows like you have a husband here, your children are here, and obviously you're going to come back, things like that. And evidence that you will return home. So basically you will show like my husband's here, the bay form is your tie. Your job, that you will return home, and then your parents are here, or property documents that I have land here, and hopefully that should be enough ties. Travel history. You don't need to show your previous passports, but you will have to put in all of your travel history, okay? That's a very, very long travel history. You have to show not your previous UK. I think you have to put in everything. Your America trips, Gulf country trips, everything. But if you have traveled a lot, you want to put in each and every single date. So that's what you need to know for the application. You don't have to attach this. You have to know this in the application. You have to fill it with dates, your ins and outs, previous travel history in the past 10 years in any country, and you need to know when you entered and when you left. And my advice would be to, whenever you write this down, whenever you have all of this written, keep that document saved, okay? Because there's a possibility you might need it in the future to fill it every single time. Even if you're going for a work visa, you have to fill all of this, and it's a hassle. So just keep it saved. Keep the whole visa application saved, and then your travel history saved as well for future reference. If you are using a sponsor, I didn't use a sponsor, so my application was fairly simple. I just showed my bank statement and that was enough. If you have more than one bank, and then you'll have to show like more than one statement, okay? Whichever banks you're using, how many you're using, all of them, you will have to show their 6-month bank statement. If you are using a sponsor letter, you will show the sponsor 6-month bank statement, a letter showing that they are sponsoring your trip, and that should be an affidavit, and then their proof of income, basically. So income tax return of that sponsor. You want to also use your income tax return as well if you are going from Pakistan. But you need the income tax return of the sponsor, and then their proof of payment, like their job letter, is what you will need. And the next thing you'll need is what your relationship is to that sponsor. Good. Oh, sorry. You don't need their passport or visa copy, actually. You don't require that. The rest of the documents I've told you, that's the ones you need. All right, so once you fill in the application form, you will pay everything. Just make sure you check all the details, don't make mistakes. The application is going to get rejected, okay? Read it 3-4 times. If you're tired, when you fill the application form, just save it, come back to it the next day to proof check it, that everything's fine. You will get a DWF reference number, and they will allow you to print a document that will need a signature, and it will have like blank spaces where you will put the documents you're attaching, okay? Please make sure you fill that document. And at the end, there are 2 pages. So at the end, you also have to sign it. And don't forget to do all of those things, because sometimes people do forget. They just take the document with them and assume they will fill it there, and then they don't. So make sure that you sign it, fill what documents you're attaching, and then you sign and date, because you have to hand that to them. Now we have some VFS biometric appointment booking center. We have one in Islamabad, Lahore, Karachi, and I think there's one more. I went for Islamabad. Fairly easy process. It wasn't a long wait, and I was done in about 10 to 20 minutes. I did not take any priority bookings. I did not pay anything extra for any other help. They were very helpful. So yeah, the only thing I paid for was just the visa fee. I didn't take any extra help, so I didn't pay anything else. But it is up to you. There are some things you can pay for if you want. That's up to you. During the biometric, you go into the room whenever your number is called. First, you go submit your documents, then you wait for the interview and biometric. And when you go for the biometric, they take your biometrics, they just do a quick interview where they ask you why you're going, what's the purpose of the visit, who are you going with. That's it. They don't ask you any specific questions. Prepare your documents. So yeah, you can upload scanned copies. There is a photocopier in there, but it is a very expensive photocopier. So please make sure that you keep a set of photocopies with you, and you don't have to do that, okay? Just take all the originals and the photocopies, and in case that they ask something that you would need to get a photocopy of, you just know that there is a photocopier in there that you can use, okay? attending your appointment, you present your documents, provide biometrics, give a brief interview, submit your original documents, and they are just scanned and they will give it to you back. You take the documents home. You don't leave the original documents with them. And then you can have optional fees for extra services that you might need. I didn't take any of these. It's up to you if you want to. What are you going to bring to the appointment day? Appointment confirmation printout. That's the printout I'm talking about, where you have to write down all the things you're attaching and and you sign and date, I think. You have to take your current passport, your GWF reference number, that's another paper, original documents, all of those that you are attaching or uploading the scanned copy of. You want to take them as proof because they will scan them as well. A4 photocopies of all of them, just in case. CNIC original and a copy. Ideally take 2, just in case. Okay, and then your payment confirmation. Also take the original card that you paid it from, just in case. Important notes: you will not be allowed to bring sharp objects inside. Your mobile phone's allowed. I don't think it is. They take it at the counter, or I'm not really sure. I think they took our phones. I honestly don't remember. But yeah, I think they took our phones and the watches. And they don't allow those digital watches, those smart watches. They took those and they kept them, and then they allow your wallet, and then you can just take them, the phone and your digital watch, when you leave. One passport photo is optional. Yeah, I don't think you need another photo. They already take it. Make sure that you arrive about 10 to 15 minutes before your appointment, please, just in case. Okay, and then track and collect. So you will get an email when your passport is sent to the UK embassy, and then you will get an email when it comes back to Pakistani embassy or wherever the VAC center is, the VFS center is, sorry. And then they will email you again telling you when it is ready to pick up. Okay, so be patient. Usually takes 3 weeks. If you're going in January, it might even take 5. So you have to be patient. And you have to go pick the passport up yourself. If you cannot go, then you will have to give a letter, like I don't know if it's an authority letter, and you have to give your CNIC along with it to that person who's going to pick it up. So that's a long procedure. So just if you can, just keep things easier for yourself and go pick it up yourself. Flight and travel booking. So before your visa approval, please don't buy non-refundable tickets just in case. This is going to cost you money. Sorry, excuse me. All right. So where were we? Okay, so no need to buy non-refundable tickets. You can get flight reservations done from like even those, what do you call them? The travel agents, like they can help you get provisional bookings. If you can get them yourself, you can do that. But yeah, my recommendation would be to get a provisional booking instead of a non-refundable confirmed ticket. Okay, or just consider refundable or transferable option in case of delays. You don't know, there could be any reason that you find a delay. Document-wise, obviously provide clear travel dates, show return flight plans. So you have to write these in the application, okay? And you want to include the accommodation details as well. So all of this you have to put in your application, okay? You don't need documents for this, for your visa. You don't need to upload anything. You will, however, need to put the dates and everything and the hotel name and address in the application itself, okay? All right. So these are the common refusal reasons that we see. One is insufficient funds. So you don't provide proper proof of the funds that cover the entire trip, or you show your expenses more than what's in the funds you've provided. Big ties to Pakistan. So please obviously show evidence of a job, a family. If you have a husband and kids, and you're leaving them behind, that's a very good family tie to show. If you have property, that helps, or just give them a good reason that you're going to come back. Okay. Unclear purpose. That's not going to be a problem for all of you. Your exam letter should be enough, and the date, and that ideally should not be a problem for anybody going for the exam. Inconsistent information. So if you have put in some wrong information, contradictory answers, wrong dates, false documents, or expired documents, then you're going to be in trouble. Okay, so please double check every date, every information that you've provided. Hopefully that will help. All right, so application timeline example. So if your exam is, for example, on the 15th of January, follow this realistic schedule. Okay, so 10 weeks before, you want to gather everything up that you need for the application. At the same time, I would say at least start the application and just go through the application form. It's quite long. 8 weeks before, you want to complete it, submit it, everything should be sorted, book your VFS appointment by around that time. And then 6 to 4 weeks before, you want to get your biometrics and stuff sorted. And then 1 to 4 weeks is when you're waiting for the decision. And then a few days before you travel, before your exam, you want to travel to the UK. And please, when I say like 3 to 4 days, it's not just because of the time acclimatization and the weather. It's just that there could be delays. Okay, you could be taking a direct flight and the weather could be a problem, or you could be taking what do you call those flights? So if you have a layover and you could have delays because of the weather, just to remember that you should give yourself enough days that you're not stressed before the exam and you're not reaching like on the day of the exam. Okay, so that's why I'm telling you to keep like 3 to 4 days just in case. So payment fee, this is just a revision slide basically. Pay the fee that's currently on there on the website, the gov.uk. You want to pay it online, and then if you want to pay for anything extra, you can. I do not personally take anything extra, but if you feel you need extra help, you can opt for their VFS services. Essential do's and don'ts. Do's, be honest and consistent across all forms. Provide clear exam letter as central evidence. Bring original plus photocopies. Always apply early. Keep proof of appointment and payment. And upload digital copies when VFS requests. Don'ts. Please don't submit fake or altered documents. Leave unexplained gaps in bank statements. Assume that a TB test is needed for short visits. You don't need a TB test. Don't book non-refundable tickets too early. And don't provide inconsistent information. And don't miss your scheduled appointment, please. And don't be late to that appointment. These are the optional services that VFS offered. If you are interested, they can help you with uploading documents. There's a photocopying services, and they are priority processing, and then there's courier return. Now, if you want to take a screenshot of this slide, it would be helpful. This is a complete document checklist that you would need. It could be that I'm missing something, and if I am, please leave it down in the comments below or in the chat box below so I can just update this for everybody else. But I did try and be as comprehensive as possible to make sure that I have everything that you need as a document checklist here. Hope this helps. These were the key resources and the next steps. So gov.uk application for your standard visitor visa application form. You want to have your supporting documents, the VFS centers, and then application tracking. I hope this guide has helped you with your visa and given you some insights on what you need and what you don't need. Okay? And so next is going to be travel guide in London. That's what we're going to do next.